Hello, students. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the class. Today, today we have a third lecture, and we are going to. Our subject is project management, in which we have two books, which you guys have to read in this course. And in the last session, we left from the definitions of portfolio, program, and projects. Okay, so we will continue from this topic. Let me little let me brief review of the previous classes in which what we have covered. First, we cover some definitions of management, manager skills, role, and responsibilities, and functions. What are the functions of management? Because these all things are interlinked with between each other. And then we will discuss the history of project management, and we discuss what is management, what is project manager, what is um, project, what are the attributes of project, why is project is important, why it fail or successful, what are the factor which contribute in the success of projects. See, these all are the things which we covered in the previous sessions. So then the next topic is what is portfolio, what is program, what is project, and what is operation management. Because um, we have some portfolio in the organization, we have some program and some projects and some operation in the organization. So basically, as you guys are known what the projects are basically the temporary endeavor. um, and In the previous session we discussed the attributes of of projects too. So we will discuss the program, portfolio, and operation. So the first one is program management. What is program management? Program management basically program it they are the two words. Management is basically the management, okay, and the program is some program, some um, let's see the definition. So what's the program management? Program management is defined as the application of skills, knowledge, and principles in order to by controlling and managing uh, the many projects. We are managing, we are planning program because we can't do manage them individually. So basically in the program, basically what the organization have skills, knowledge, and principle, they are implement that knowledge and skills and principles in program management because they want to achieve the target which the organization is set in their strategy, in their goals and objective, and they want to take benefits. And uh, and uh, if the organization is not able to perform or achieve their goals and objective individually, because in any organization we have a bunch of projects. So organization don't have enough labor, enough human resource, enough resources to look after them individually. So they are um, they are categorized them according to their nature. Those programs which have same nature, they categorize them in one one category A, and the other which have the similar characteristics and similarities and same nature of projects. So they categorize them in B. So that's the way the organization is working. So those projects which they are not able to look after individually and interdependently, so they look them in one category, and bunch of projects, in bunch of portfolio under the one program. So in the coming slide we will discuss it more, so it will more clarify, inshallah. So the next slide is basically about portfolio management. So what is the portfolio? Portfolio is basically is defined as, in which we have projects, we have program, we have subsidiary portfolio, and operation management. Okay, as a group to achieve the strategic objectives. So under the portfolio, we have projects, we have program, we have a relate portfolio, and of course, in order to achieve or run these all projects program, there is some operation management in the organization. So in all these projects program and subsidiary portfolio, and in order to run the operation, we have some group of people, we have a number of individual who achieve the strategic objectives of organization, because every organization has some strategic objective, some goal and objective. Without purpose, without objective, without goal, no organization is exist. Every organization has some motive of existence, some goals, some objective. So it's depend on the nature of the organization, what type of service, what type of product they are providing. So they have some strategy. So every organization have different strategy, and in order to achieve that strategic objective, they are they are develop some projects, they are make some programs, and they are design or outline the portfolio. So these are the things which are run in the organization. So in the coming slide we will discuss the strategy. What is basically strategy is, so in this way, you guys will be you have idea about what is strategy and what is a possible strategy any organization can develop. So in portfolio, there is, we have projects, we have program, we have subsidiary portfolio, and in order to run these projects, in order to run this program, in order to run this portfolio, there is some operation, and these all things work in the domain in the strategic objective. So this is the portfolio management. So then we have the next one is portfolio management. Basically, in this, I share the example. In this way, the things are more clarified. So basically, if we have any infrastructure organization or firm, they have a strategy. Their strategy is basically, strategy objective is maximizing the result on it investment. If the organization invests any money, any amount in any sector, so the objective of any organization is to get the maximum result. If they invest the 1 million, so they want to get the 1.5 million or 2 million. They want good return. So they want that the organization, the infrastructure organization want that if they are investing in this project A, so they want to get the maximum output, maximum result from it. Okay, so in this we have infrastructure firm, infrastructure, if any architect uh, firm, so they have multiple projects in their portfolio. For example, they have all gas, power, water, rail, and road and airport projects. So this is the mixtures of many projects. So mm, so the organization executive, CEO, and uh, those who are look after the portfolio program and manager, because anyone is supervising these all things. So they categorize, or organization top level people categorize them according to their nature, according to their similarity. So they choose they gather all same nature projects in one category, and they name this project as one program. For example, they categorize one category as power program, the other is water program. For example, in power they include the gas, power, oil, okay, and in one they all water related projects they include in the water program, and all construction or designing or constructing in this they are um, uh, they include all projects which relate to designing and constructing. So they categorize in three. They categorize all the project in three programs. The first one is power project. The second is water no, power program. The second is water program, and the third is constructing or designing program. So in this way, because the organization don't have enough resou- resources, enough staff, they have limited resources, and they have to utilize these resources efficiently and effectively. So in this way, they so they can't give attention to every project individually because of scarce resources, because of limitation of resources, because of limited human resources. Resource can be anything. It can be time, it can be energy, it can be human capital, it can be employee, it can be land, it can be raw material, anything. So every organization have limited resources, because the organization motive is getting maximum output with minimum input, from minimum input. So this is the motive of any organization. So they can't look after every project individually and separately, so they categorize them according to their similarity in one program. So in this we have, in infrastructure firm we have three category. The first one is power program, the second is water program, and in the third, if they are mm, designing the road, designing the rail, and doing some designing, doing some constructing. So the third one is designing program or constructing program. So this is the way the organization running their projects and programs. And then we have operation management. Operation management is basically, by name we recognize that there is, it is related to some operations, some um, production of some good or services. So basically, if we have projects, we have program, we have portfolio. So in these all things we have some targets, we have some strategic objective. So in order to achieve these all objective, these all goals, we are going through with some sort of operation. So we have to be manage that part too, because if we don't look or give attention that part, so in this way we lose so many things. We waste our resources. Maybe there is a chances of error, maybe there is a chances of mistakes or wastage, waste of time. Maybe we unable to achieve our project on deadline. So it caused in the failure of project. It called in the failure of program. So we unable to achieve our objective, our strategic goal. So this is the very important factor in organization operation management. So in operation management, we are basically going through with production of goods and services. Some organization is producing the good and other are providing the service. So basically we have some tangible or intangible goods, tangible or intangible services. So it's depend on the nature of organization. If we take the example of some textile companies, so they are printing, designing some lawn fabric, cotton fabric, some t-shirts, some capris, some jeans, some inner wearings, anything. But if we talk about the services, so in this we have insurance service, we have psychiatry sessions. They are not giving any tangible good to us, but they are providing service. So service are producing. So in management process, in operation management, they are going through in the production of goods and services. So and ensure that business operation is continue efficiently or effectively. They are utilizing the optimum resources uh, which needed to satisfy the customer need, customer demand, because the satisfaction of customer is very important. Customer is basically the king. If the customer is satisfied, if the customer is happy from the performance of organization, so it's ultimately count, it's ultimately increase the sale and the goodwill and the reputation and revenue and profit of the organization, because we have to satisfy our customer. So in the old management, basically the organization was focused on the quantity of product. But nowadays, because because the customer are more aware, they are there is more competition in the market. So the customer is basically doing the repurchasing if the organization providing the good quality. So nowadays the firm, basically the organization target is to produce good quality product. They are monitoring their quality. They are managing their quality. So quality management itself is a big topic, and organization are working on it very hardly. They are they are very focused on that thing, because the quality is the quality is the main factor which satisfy the need of the customer. So for example, we all are customer, we all are we all are purchasing many products in day to day routine. So if we take the example of mobile, personally, I used the Inflix and then I switched on the Vivo. So in Inflix they are offering the cheap cost, but the performance is okay, normal, not very good, but just satisfactory. And the Vivo is a good brand. They are good competitor of Samsung and Oppo. But the thing is that the Vivo is hanging sometimes. So I personally feel that because in Apple most of people are saying that it's not hanging. So I personally feel whether it costly, but I because of quality I prefer that the Apple is good phone. So because the quality is very depend quality basically capture the attention of customer. So nowadays the organization motive is basically giving good quality in low cost. So the Toyota car motive or slogan is the same. They are giving the hybrid car and fuel efficient car with good feature, with good performance, good quality cars, trying to produce, trying to offer these car in cheap cost. So in if we do the comparison of that car with the luxury car, so they have good features and they are compatible in many things, but the cost is so different. So the motive is that they want that they produce the good quality car in cheap cost. If we talk about the Tesla, so last time when they produced the electric car, so they are quite expensive. So now they are working on that. They produce the electric car in that type of electric car which the middle class person can purchase too. So they want that they offer the quality product in cheap cost. So this is the basically competitive edge of any organization, and this is the strategy of any organization. So in this management process, basically the manager of production manager or operation manager, they are look aftering, they are carefully examine that how much input our organization giving and what the output they get from it. The input is the labor, energy, how much energy is using, because in organization if any machinery or equipments are running, so it's of course running on electricity and consuming some energy and compound and raw material. These all are the things which are covered in input, and what the output we get, what the cost of individual good per good cost, compare the input and compare. Basically they are analyzing the input and output, and they are trying to create um, trying to reduce the gap, because the organization, the management whole theory is depend on the efficiency and effectiveness. They want that we get maximum output with minimum input. So in the recent year, if you guys notice, so China is get very popular um, in many in industry, and most of the people are purchasing their product. So basically, of course, we know that they are not producing the quality product, because the strategy of their organization is that they are producing more more number of product and services in the cheap cost. So low price and cheap quality, they are not considering their quality, but their motive is providing services or product and good in cheap cost. So they are uh, they are basically input the raw material labor and they get the maximum output. So every organization have their different strategies. Some organization is look after this process and consider the factor of quality too, but some organization is not considering the factor of quality. If you guys use the hand free of normal local hand free, so in this they are not giving any quality. Basically they are just average perform hand free. Many of I'm also using this type of hand free, so they are not offering the quality. They are giving the hand free on cheap cost, and hardly we can use that 300 or 250 hand free for 2 months 3 months. So they are not considering, they are getting, they are putting some input and they are getting the maximum output. In this process they are not considering the output because the life of that product is very short. So after 3 months, after 4 months, or maybe after 1 month, we have to repurchase the other hand free. So it's depend on the strategy of any organization, strategy of any firm, which type of strategy they want to adopt, which type of goodwill, which type of reputation they are they want to adopt. So but nowadays the mindset and the approach of organization change a lot. They are because the customer is now want quality too in cheap cost. So the customer is, because we have a very tough competition in the market, so the organization and firm are trying to give the good quality with low price. So this attract the or customer more, and they become the more loyal and they become the more attached customer, because they are basically, because we customer have minds too. One time you can cheat them, but not the again and again. So in imtiaz basically they are following the low price strategy with quality. So they are giving the products and services in low cost but with good quality. So it doesn't mean if they are offering the any product with the difference of 40 or 30 rupees with local market, so they are compromising on the product. They are not compromising on the product, they are offering the original and same product but with cheap cost. So they are so successful all the time. The Imtiaz is full with customer and a lot of rush, a lot of crowd, a lot of customer of Imtiaz. So this is the strategy the organization trying to adopt. In this way they are very successful and they have competitive edge, and this is the basically survival of any organization. If they adopt the strategy of quality with quality, and they are inputting some resources, some energy, and that they get the maximum output, but they consider the quality too. So in this way the customer become more satisfying, and they are long lasting customer. So this is the operation management, and then we have to basically in this is the diagram. Basically the on the top we have organization strategy. Of course organization have a strategy, it's depend what type of strategy they have. Then we have sample portfolio. So they have a portfolio. In the umbrella of portfolio we have the program A, program B. So in the if we take the example of infrastructure, so we have here power program, and here we have water program. And then we have the under this program A means water program, we have project number 1, project number 2, project number 3. For example, in project number 1 we have pipelines work, then we have dragging, then we have so many things we can under the program A. And in program B we have power program. So in power program we have an other program, and we have so many projects 4, 5, 6, 7, till 6. Okay. And in portfolio, basically we have program. Under the umbrella of portfolio we have program, and under the program we have projects. So now you guys have some picture in your mind. So in the first we have portfolio. Portfolio is basically portfolio of organization. In portfolio we have programs, projects, okay, and operation. Okay. And then we have the program. So we have multiple program. It's depend on the size and how much project the organization have, and what type of projects they have, what's the nature of projects. So under the program we have projects. So first we have portfolio, then under the portfolio we have program. We have program A, B, C, whatever. So on we have 4 programs, 3 program, 5 program. And in the program we have projects according to their similarity, according to their characteristics. And these all things run through the operations. So of course, in order to achieve the goals and objective of portfolio, goals and objective of program, goals and objective of every project, project C, project B, project 7, project A, we have to go through from some operation. So this is the basically organization strategy. And there we have shared resources and stakeholder. Of course we are sharing the resources, and stakeholder are those who are the investor and who are affecting from the decision of organization, whether organization is facing some profit, so it's ultimately affect the stakeholder or in laws. So we have to, before organizing any project, before launching or categorizing any product, any program, or before anything, we have to consider the stakeholder and investor of the organization. So because we have to take the decision in all 360 dimension, because we have to think in all dimension, what are the possible consequences of any project, what are the results of any decision. So then we have the second topic. We cover the basically program management, portfolio management, and what's the operation. These are the things um, in the organization. Then we are coming to the next topic, in which we have the organizational project management, OPM, and the strategy. So first we will discuss what's the strategy basically, because most in every discussion we discussed about the strategy of organization. So we have to know what exactly the strategy is. So basically strategy uh, is the analysis of internal and external environment. Basically the organization internal environment is basically the environment of organization in which we have to uh, employee and departments, managers, and the external environment is basically the environment which is outside the organization. So in external environment, we have competitor, we have political influence, we have technological changing influence, we have environmental factor, technological, legal, political, competitor, customer, and so many things come in the external environment which affect the organization. In this pandemic, basically the coronavirus is the external factor which affect all the organization internally. So all the external things affect the organization, obviously. And in internal, we have employee, we have director, we have supervisor, we have managers, we have all the people which come in the internal environment which belong to the internal system of the organization. So we do the analysis of both environment factors, the possible things which affect the organization, which affect the firm, and finding the best match between the strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. So every organization has some strength, some weaknesses, and they have some opportunities and they have some threats. So um, basically SWOT analysis. So we SWOT analysis is you guys of course in the previous management subjects or maybe in some book you guys read about the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is also the analysis in which we have the strength, weaknesses, and opportunity and strength is basically strength is the power. Basically, if any organization, some every organization have different strength. Some organization have the good investment, so it's their strength. Or some organization have to they have command on the technology, so it's their strength. And some organization have to very legal support or some good or powerful organization funding them. So weaknesses, and every organization have some weaknesses. Maybe they are so in the if we take the example of current situation, so those organizations which are not aware about the technological use, or they don't know how to organize the classes, how to organize the business online or digitally. So this is the weakness of those organizations. So it's affect their performance, it affect their sale, it affect their continuity. So and opportunity can be is basically trade off for organization. So in this pandemic, the good opportunity are for those organizations which have the online app, for example Zoom have very good opportunities in the current situation. And the sanitizer and detergent firms have good opportunity, because in every house they are purchasing now hand sanitizer, tissues, wipes, and Dettol and sanitizers. These all things now become daily things and daily product of every household. So this is the opportunity for all those organizations which have which are working on the cleaning product, and those who are who have online apps. For example, the stock price of the Zoom are increased very much. And for example, Google Glass, Zoom, and YouTube Stream, these all are become more valuable in the current situation. So every, you know, in the environment, in the external and internal environment, we have some strength, we have some weaknesses, and we have some opportunities, and we face some threat. So threat can be anything which we facing from the competitor. If our competitor is offering the good quality product in cheap cost, so this is the threat basically. And now no customer going for our product if we are not offering the same price as competitor offering, and there is no difference in the quality exactly. So we are facing so many threats from the competitor, and from maybe from government. So these are the things which the organization are every organization have to uh, have facing in the environment. So in internal environment we have strength and weaknesses. Basically strength and weaknesses are belong to the organization internal. It exists in the external environment, and in external environment we have threat and opportunity. So threat and opportunity is basically exist in the external environment. Any organization is facing threat from their competitor, and there is opportunity in the external environment. So, and if we take the example of current situation, if any organization B or A or X organization, some organization, they have good command on the technology, they have very advanced technology, but the thing is that they don't have the skilled people to run these devices on these all things. So this is the weakness, and the strength is that they have all type of technology, but they employ and but the labor, but the staff don't know how to run them, how to um, work on them. So this is the strength and weaknesses of organization X. And the external environment is basically they have threat is that their competitor know how to run the advanced technology. This is the threat they are facing from the they are facing from the competitor. And the opportunity is that they hired and the opportunity in the environment is that in this current situation, in this pandemic, because nowadays all the things run digital, and all businesses and all firms are using the technology in order to fulfill their needs. So educational or all the food delivery, and all the um, food delivery, and clothing, everything, ordering, everything is now working online or digitally. So this is the opportunity. If they make and they get command on their weakness, and they utilize their strength, so they can avail the opportunity which available in the external environment. Because any organization who have to uh, command on these all things, so they can take a lot of advantage in the current situations. Because now every organization is shifting on online businesses. So in pandemic we saw this thing a lot. If we are every grocery market is delivering their grocery or selling their grocery online. And and sunglasses, normal glasses shop is also taking order online and delivering their and doing and serving their customer online. And for example clothing, for example food items, everything. And for example educational institute, all these schools like educator, crescent, and begin house, all are working and all are taking the online classes. And all the university like our university and NED and all the university are taking their classes online. So all the firms, all the organization which have command on technology, which are aware from the technology, and they have a skilled staff, and they have educate and technological savvy staff, so they adopt this thing, and they are in advantage, they have competitive advantage in this way, they are smoothly run their system. So we have very day-to-day example in this um, thing. So this is the strategy of strategy which organization, before organizing, before making, before outlining any strategy, any sort of strategy, the organization is basically doing some analysis of internal and external environment. And it's not basically most of the people thinking that a strategy is the long term is always long term, but it's not important, because nowadays things are more unpredictable, and the environment is very unpredictable, changing day to day, changing hour to hour, changing very rapidly. So strategy can be for one day, can be for week, can be for month, because nowadays the things are very unpredictable. We are make ourselves up to date. We are very up to date, relate everything, relate environmental issue, legal issues, everything, because everything is changing very rapidly, technology is changing rapidly, and we have very uncertainty because of pandemic and because of all this coronavirus crisis, so and politics and legal issues. So the organization is updating day to day, and they are changing our and modifying the things according to the situation, according to the analysis of internal and external environment. So this is the thing. So we have possible four type of strategy, in which we have the first one is SO, in which we take the combination of two things. The first is strength and weaknesses. We have strength, for example, we have the strength, that the strength is that we have awareness about the technology, and we utilize the opportunity which exist in the external environment, because nowadays we are in the need for online businesses or digital businesses. So we avail this opportunity. For example, like China is develop their own Facebook. So because nowadays globally and internationally we have most of the time we have conflict from US and many countries, because internationally there is a lot of crisis day to day, or so we have command on technology. So this is our strength. For example, this is the example. So we develop our Facebook because in the future, uh, because of privacy issues, because of data, because nowadays the big fight is on the big data. So data collection, information, and big data is the very precious asset in today world, because because of big data we can do anything, because in big data we know about the individual, we know about the ages, population, income, psyche of any nation. So if because are because IT and information technology are violating our privacy. So because of privacy issues, we can develop. We have a strength that we can develop our Facebook, and the opportunity is that in future any country can be and previously in the previous day in Pakistan, the TikTok is banned. because from the TikTok they are asking before registration for personal information, and in this way they are gathering the information of youth or whatever the audience are on the TikTok. So this is the way every organization or every app is gathering the information about any segment or about any nation and about any country. So this can be harmful for any country because it's revealing the information uh, about the nation of any country. So we have a strength that we have command on technology, and the opportunity is that in future maybe the Facebook will be banned in the country. This is the possibility. So if we made the facebook Facebook for Facebook, which is only for Muslim or for Pakistani user. So in this way, this is the strength and the opportunity is that in the coming years or in the coming time, maybe like the TikTok, the Facebook is banned in the Pakistan. So in this way, the Pakistani people or Muslim people can use the Facebook, which created by our IT experts. So this is the strategy which can adopt by any IT company. So we utilize our strength in order to achieve the opportunity which available in the external environment. And then we have ST. So we have a strength. So using our strength, we will cope with the threat which is exist in the external environment. For example, we have to any strength. We are financially very strong. We have big investment. We have a lot of money, and we are facing any threat related to anything, relate to our skilled people, relate to raw material, relate to machinery. So we can utilize our skills. We can utilize our strength in order to cope with that threat. So this is the also strategy which organization can adopt. And then we have WO. We have weaknesses and opportunity. So if we have weaknesses, so we strengthen our weaknesses, we converted our weaknesses into strength, and we avail the opportunity which available in the organization. For example, any organization which is producing the good or services, but they are not offering the price which the competitor is offering. So this is the weakness. They are not offering the cheap priced or the price which the competitor is offering. So they basically uh, very comprehensively look after the operation and production department, and after it they are the control on the cost and maintain the quality. So they converted their weaknesses into strength, and they avail the opportunity which available in the external environment. So this is also the strategy which the organization can adopt. And then we have weaknesses and strengths. So if we are weak, so we converted our weaknesses into strength, and the threat into opportunity which we are facing from the competitors. So these are the possible strategy which the organization can adopt. So it can be the strategic objective of any organization. So it's depend on the nature, on the scale and the number, and the goodwill, and so many things are affecting in adopting this strategy. So now hope you guys uh, know what this strategy is. And then we have the organizational project management. Basically, organization project management is basically the framework in which we have portfolio, program, and project management. And um, so in the organization project management, we have the basically the portfolio, program, and project management, which are integrated. with organizational enabler in order to achieve the strategic objective. So in this we have to organize, we have portfolio, we have program, and we have project management. We integrate the three things under the umbrella of organizational project management, and which which are working towards achieving the strategic objective of the organization. So strategic objective is basically the thing we discussed in the previous slide. So because these all portfolio, these all program, and these all projects are created in order to achieve some goals and objectives, some motives. So because without motive, without purpose, nothing else exists. Everything has some purpose, everything has some motive, everything has some goal, some reason of working, some reason of existence. Without reason, nothing in this world or any organization is created or developed. So then we have basically the purpose of the OPM, organizational project management. Everything have purpose if we are doing the OPM in the organization, so it has some purpose. So the first purpose is basically the is that um, in this we are look after, we are examining that the organization is basically choosing the right project, is working on the right project, because we have so many projects. We have projects A, B, C, D. So we have to be choose the best alternative project which result in good outcome, because we have to um, choose the best alternative, and we have to choose the right project. In the coming session we will discuss the selection of projects and screening, how to select the project, how to select the right project. These all things will be discussed in the coming session. So and then this is the first purpose of OPM, uh, ensure that the organization is working on the right or choosing the right project. And the second is that after choosing the right project, whether they are utilizing the resources efficiently or appropriately or not. So because the our resources are the precious thing. Resources, if we waste them, so we are ultimately increasing or the expense of the organization, increasing the cost of the product or services, or we are increasing the expense of the organization. Ultimately it will out the budget of the organization. So in this way we are unable to compete in the market. And the third purpose is basically OPM is ensuring that in all level of organization, whether they are they have clear about the strategic vision, and why this, what's the vision of any project, what's the strategy of organization, what's the portfolio, what's the outline, what the purpose. They are cleared about that, or they are aware about that. They have know how about the vision and mission of any project, or and the objective and what we have to deliver in order to run, in order after the what we have the ultimate product, what we have the ultimate result, or what we have to deliver from this project, from project A, from program A. What are the things we have to consider in order to run the project, in order to run the program, and what the portfolio, what things are covered in that portfolio. So in all level they have the clarity, they have the transparent concepts about the things, because in all level, because if all the team member, if all the level, top, middle, and lower, know about the actual purpose, actual vision, actual strategy, actual objective, and motive of the project, and program. So in this way they are working in one direction, and we achieve that vision, we achieve that objective, and we are successful in deliver that result which we which the which the reason of exist of which the reason of creating or developing any project. So this is the purpose of OPM. So then we have the um, organizational project management, in which in this slide we have diagram how the things link with each other. The here we have organization environment. Basically this is the environment of organization in which the thing work like that. And the first one is a strategy. Basically strategy is the analysis of internal and external environment, and we find the best match between the um, strength, opportunity, weaknesses, and threats. So, organization is adopt any strategy. It's depend SOSTWOWE. Okay. Then after it, so we have portfolio. In portfolio, we have a program, projects. So portfolio is basically value decision. What's the value this portfolio added to the organization? So if we are developing any portfolio, so its value, it has some value added to the organization. And then we have projects and management, because under the portfolio we have project management, and through project management we get some result, we deliver some result, we get some product, we get some services. So this is basically the process, and in between these two process we have some sort of change. We have we this is the and between this process we get some change, whether we produce some new product, or we improve the existing product, or whether we launch the new product, and we shift the organization from one state to other state. Basically we are designing any portfolio, and under the portfolio we have to some program and projective. The motive is that we want to shift the organization from current situation into the future. If the organization is in any state, so we program, we developed, we designed any portfolio, and under the portfolio any projects and program in order to achieve the future state. So between this process we have change management, we are shifting. So we this is the ongoing continuous process. And then we have operation. Basically in operation we have business value realization, what we will get. And then this is in this we looked what the business impact analysis, what the IBIA um, uh, after this whole process, after designing the strategy portfolio and then working on program and project and getting some results, and then operation, what the impact of this process on the business. And all over in this we analyze the performance of the organization. So this is the organization project management. In the coming slide we will discuss it one by one. uh, mm, Basically um, so first is business impact analysis. Basically business impact analysis is we call it BIA. It's the analysis tool in which um, we can predict if we are designing project A and B, whatever our project. Okay, in which we predict how significantly your project will impact the business or organization. If we are planning for any project, project A, power project, water project, whatever the project are, project is. So what's the impact of that project on the organization all over, whether it's beneficial, whether it's helpful, whether it's creating any difference, whether it's bringing some change, whether it shifting the organization from this state, from current state into the future. So every organization sets some vision, and design some objective. So whether they are achieving that objective, if we are designing and we are working on that project, or whether it's bringing some change, whether it's bringing some shift in the organization, it's helping to enhancing the sale of the organization, and increase the value, increase the worth of the organization, what the impact of that project on the organization. So we analyze this in business impact analysis. We do this analysis because without it, if we know the consequences of any project or program, we know the benefits. So in this way, we can do. We get know what the result and what the impact of a specific project and program on the business. So if it will beneficial for the organization and it will creating difference, it will bringing change, so we will continue or we will further working on that project. But if we feel that it's not beneficial, it's not giving any benefits, so we will stop that project, because we have limited resources and we have to utilize them efficiently and effectively. So that's why we are doing the analysis. For example, organization is launching any product. For example, or organization is launching any product. It can be shampoo, it can be soap, it can be some drink. So this is the project which our organization is planning, adding some new drink, some soft drink, and then they are seeing what the impact of that project, I mean that drink, on the business, whether they are increasing the profits of organization, whether they are strengthening the goodwill of organization, customer are purchasing it, customer are addicted by that drink, what the impact of that program or that project on the business. So then we have the next one is um, business value realization. In this, we are basically achieving and demonstrating the actual business value. If we developed any strategy and portfolio and developed any program or projects, so the the motive of all these things are basically adding value to the business, bringing some change, bringing some value, because we want to increase the size of the project of business, or we want to increase the sale of the project, we want to uh, mature our business, we want to expand our business. So whatever the value we want to add from developing of a new or improved product. So if we want to launch a new product or we want to improve the existing product, so it depends on the portfolio of the organization. And in program and project, basically they are implementing these all things which we decided in our portfolio. Whatever our portfolio is about, we are bringing new product or we are changing or existing, we are improving or changing our existing product. So these all new things are implemented by with the help of projects and programs, which bring the significant change in the organization and shifting the mindset of the organization and changing the organization current state into the future state. If the organization launching the new product, an organization is earning the 10 million or 20 million, so they are targeting by after launching this product we will able to learn and or our work become uh, 25 or 30. So they are want to bring change and mm, bring some change and want to uh, bring some significant change in their investment and their return on investment. So they want to add some value in their business. So in this they are consider whether this project or this program adding some value to the business or not. So then we have the value performance analysis. So after the analysis of business value realization, they are consider the all over performance analysis, how the performance all over the performance of these all things. So in this we do the analysis of success and failure of a project. um, for any project we set some parameter, we set some scales, we set some standards or benchmarks. So according to that benchmark, according to that scales or parameter, we measure how much um, successfully we work and what's the lacking and what's the failure, whether our project is successful, whether our project is failed. Most of the time if the organization launching any new product, so sometimes it's not uh, successful in the market, so they then close that product. So it's depend to if we develop this strategy, we outline the portfolio, we run the program and project, and we look after the operation. We want to add some business value to the organization, to the business. So after this all thing we look what the impact of the project or program on the business. After this all thing we analysis the performance of all over. So in this we ultimately know about whether the project is successful or not, or what we get from the uh, that project, that program, what was the performance, what's how we perform, what's the lacking. So we do the value performance analysis, and in this way um, this is the whole process in organization project management. So hope you guys get something from this diagram and after the explanation of few concepts. And then we have the basically the diagram. In this we have the three things. The first one is product life cycle, and the second area is about the product process, and the third is knowledge area. So product life cycle, if we developing or designing any project or program, so um, it's the duration and investment and all the things are depend on basically the product life cycle. What, because every product have life cycle. If we are planning for some soup, so obviously it will run in the winter season, so it has limited time. In summer no one going to purchase the soup or drink the soup. So every product have their life cycle. So we consider or study the product life cycle, and then we will work on it, and we developed our project, or we developed or we run our program. And after it, process group to in product life cycle we have three things. First, starting the project. Okay, first we start the project, and then organizing and preparing. Then we organize the thing and we do the preparation, what we need to do, how we have to do, and then carry out the work. Then we start working on it, and then end the project. So after the working, that project is end, and we whether we are successful or failed, it depends. But this is the life cycle of project and project life cycle. And then we have the process group. In process group we have initiating process, and then we have planning process. And then in initiating, basically we initiate the project, and then we choose some planning for it, and then executing. Then we execute or implement the process, and after it we monitor and control the processes. So then we control and monitor it, whether the things are working according to plan or not. And after it, the process is closed. And before it, we have 10 knowledge area. We have to know about this area, and this is this is the arrows which have been these processes, and this is the arrows which help in product life cycle. So all the things are interlinked, basically. So organization is working in 360 dimension. They have to consider, they have to work in all things. They have to know and do awareness about all the things. So then we will basically, in this slide we have the definition of project life cycle. And in the further slide we are discussed it one by one, how, because project life cycle have various type of nature. And after it we will discuss the group processes, in which we will discuss the processes one by one. And then we will discuss the knowledge. So one by one we will cover it. We will taking the baby step to, because this is the very complex subject and very hard concepts. But we will try to, and try to make them simple, try to make it easy, because the motive is not uh, the motive is this, that the students get the things. And my thinking is that I want to make this course very simple and easy as much as I can, because in this way you guys can get more efficiently and more precisely. So project life cycle is basically, the definition is saying that it is the series of phases. Basically we have three phases. In first we start it, then the second we do the planning for it, and in third we are working on it, and after it we finish the project. So basically it's depend on the series of phases. And then project passes through from start to its completion. So the project is going through from these all phases. First, we initiate it, then we do the planning for it, this next phase, and the third we are working on it, and then it will complete and finished. So the phases may be the sequential, irritative, and overlapping. Maybe it follow the sequence. It's um, it's working step by step, it's working with sequence, or maybe it's errative. Errative means repetitive, we are repeating it, or overlapping. So It's depend on the project. So then we have to uh, mm, develop life cycle. So in any project life cycle, we have one or more phases which associate with the development of services, product, or results. So um, this is called the development of life cycle. So maybe any projects have some project have one phase, maybe some project have more than one phases, or three phases, more phases. So it's this these phases are basically associate with the development of the project. So in these phases the project is developing, and this process is known as development life cycle of project. So a development life cycle can be predictive, can be adaptive, can be incremental, can be hybrid. Predictive is basically predictable. We can do planning before starting it. We are fixing the thing. We are planning about the things what we have to do in the specific project, the amount, the investment, the material, everything. And adopting it basically we do the project A, and we have the other project which is similar with previous projects. So we are basically hiring the uh, previous team, or the old team is working on the coming project. So adoptive in that sense. And incremental is basically adding, and hybrid is the mixture of two things. So basically is hybrid car is the mixture of electricity and fuel. So hybrid is a mixture of two. So we will discuss every type and every development life cycle individually, and in this way you guys get it more get more efficiently. And briefly we will discuss it in the coming slides. So the first one is basically predictive life cycle. So predictive life cycle is basically the scope of a project. What will the scope of the project, and what time, what the deadline, whether we will set the time of 1 year, set the time of 3 months, set the time of 3 years. It's depend our nature of project. If our project is small, so we limited the time we develop a short time duration. But if the project is long, so we um, give the big duration. And it's also interlinked with the product life cycle. So because every product or project have life cycle, so we consider that thing too. So what will the scope, what will be the time, what are the cost, what are the investment, how much money we need, how much investment we need, what the raw material we need, what type of skill we need, what the machinery and tool we need. We analyze all the things in the early phase of the life cycle. So that's why it is predictive life cycle. And if any change come in the coming cycles, in the coming phases, so we manage them very carefully. So basically we analyzed all the factors, we analyze all the things in this start. And this predictive life cycles is also known as waterfall life cycle. So we do the analysis before starting the project, before starting the cycle. And in this way we are know and we are aware about the duration, about the cost, about the possibility, what we have to do, what possible things we can face. So we are mentally prepared, and we are doing enough planning before starting the life cycle. of project. So in that's why it's called the predictable life cycle. In this we are analyzing things very carefully. We have a strong planning, we have a strong knowledge data collection. So this is the predictable life cycle. And in the coming slide we have the other life cycles. Inshallah we will discuss this all life cycle in the coming session. And now the time is 12:30, so our class timing is almost over. So hope you guys are getting some knowledge or some clear concepts about from these lectures. And thank you so much. And again I precise that please read the book which I share with you. So these both books are very good too, and it will help you a lot uh, in order to understand these all concepts. And after reading you guys will get the lecture more comprehensively and precisely. So please do the reading. Stay happy, stay safe, and Khuda Hafiz, take care.